first meal in China. There's no instructions with this.
Cooked duck.
Not goose.
Here's a dog. There's a dog. Oh. The best breakfast in China.
Gyoza, and look at the view. About 3 weeks in China.
We know what's going on now. We know what you can eat, what you can't eat, what's easy and what's difficult.
Well, we think. Basically, I just go for the beef noodles on the menu because I know what that is. Kind of what our meals have become here. We find a cheap noodle shop and we get beef noodles. I think I've got garlic and chili on mine, and Ewan's probably got a bit of everything on his.
This is the biggest amount of beef we've got on our beef noodles anywhere so far in China in 3 weeks.
Lots of beef.
3 weeks? 2.5 weeks.
2 weeks. And that's what the menu generally looks like. And and the gyoza, yes, yum. Gyoza too.
Do you have a bowl?
Lots of hand gestures and Google Translate. We Google Translate the menu and then point to what we want, and Ewan asks for a bowl, and that's it. This is kind of what dinners have become, but apparently noodles are a breakfast thing here in China, or at least in this area of China. Could just be this area, don't know. So
we don't know.
We don't know. But we did have lots of different food experiences here.
Everything's about Google Translate.
Yes.
We've got Google Translate working, and we photo a lot of menus. We decide what we would and what we wouldn't eat. And you certainly don't want to sit down in an unusual restaurant without knowing what's on the menu.
Yes, there's been some interesting things we've found on the menus that we wouldn't eat.
Or things in buckets outside the restaurant. Or in the markets close by to the shops. Oh, enormous. Like a dog. It does, doesn't it? Here's a dog. There's a dog. Oh. That is a dog. It is.
So food has been an eye-opener and an experience here in China. So let's have a look at what we ate here in China. And after that, we'll just have a quick look at our overall expenses and what we spent on this trip. There's very Chinese
food,
maybe.
And it's not got any bullfrogs injured in the creation of this meal.
No, because something on the menu was pickled bullfrog. So we've got shredded pork with green pepper and shredded pork with a chili sauce.
Yeah.
And then rice.
Beautiful.
There we go. Let's eat. Okay, this one is the one that's on the on the wall.
Yopu noodle. Yopu? Yopu?
Yeah. And she made the noodles fresh in the kitchen again.
Did she? Did you see them?
I saw her kneading the dough before she, or whatever she does with it.
There's no way she could do it that quick.
Yeah, well, it must have been there prepared and just roll it out, and they don't take long to cook.
Seconds.
Yeah, really. Spicy?
A little bit. Not too much. I think spicier than last night though.
And this one you have to mix.
Yeah. Otherwise you'll end up with just
plain noodles with no... Yeah. Looks yum.
certainly plenty of noodles.
This is like a nice pretty menu and a nice noodle place that we've been before. We've been here before and we liked it. Okay, I'm adding coriander and spring onions and a bit of chili.
Hello.
Ah, 谢谢.
Yeah.
Oh, my noodles are ready. I got my extra tail on the top.
Added all your bits, then you have to mix the noodles.
Well, mine was looking really beautiful, but then she'd forgotten the extra tail, so she had to put the tail on top. So if you look at it underneath, that's where all the pretty bits are, with my little popping chickpeas, all the meat, and all the goodies. And I got the chili, I got my coriander, and I got some spicy pickles.
And then you're going to mix it. You have to show us it mixed out. Mix?
Yeah, but I don't have enough space on a plate to do this.
Okay. Well, look, mine's been mixed.
Pre-mixed. Here's one you prepared.
Pre-mixed. So, noodles on a rainy day before we leave, and with your noodles you get all sorts of interesting things to put on. So there's always spring onions and coriander, yeah, and then pickles and chili and who knows what else, but Ewan puts everything on. I put on spring onions and coriander, and that's it.
You've got to have the full experience.
There we go. Interesting.
One.
This is the lady who cooked our noodles.
Okay, so what sort of restaurant are we in?
We don't know. We're in,
Sizzling hot pot kind of one.
yeah, and we're having the top number one, this one,
Which we're pretty sure is chicken, maybe sizzling. I think there's rice with it.
and chilies. They asked if we eat
Yes,
chilies.
and I said yes, and you said a little, but they were scoffing and
Yeah, I think
going back to the kitchen. At
when
that
I said
stage.
only a little, they'd already gone. So who knows? So that's them cooking now in there.
Anywhere that has this many people getting delivery, people queuing up to pick up food has got to be.
And we've got drinks. I got some kind of orange juice, and Ewan got a peach.
Is this orange tea?
No, it's orange juice. Yeah, sure. Okay,
I'm
let's
sure about it though, you missed it.
I think we might be getting rice. I think this might be ours ready. Not sure. That says rice on there. That says. Oh! Oh my goodness. Shay Shay.
Great.
The number one sizzling chicken, and we did get rice, and we got extra chopsticks as well. So.
There's all sorts of good snacks available. Some really cool, really interesting kinds of chips, which are good for snacks on trains.
And Google Translate gives you interesting descriptions of things that, so every time you translate something, it could be different. The same thing you translate, so we're never quite sure what we're getting. So you never quite know what you're getting, but
lots of fruit stalls in everywhere that we've been to buy separately.
so we got shellac, is that what this called? Salak, pineapple, some funny red thing, and some pink grapefruit maybe.
Yep. Lots of noodle shops, which really are always safe. Each town seems to have its own speciality so far. Okay, we got our first lunch, have we?
Yeah, so these were Naxi wraps, Naxi pies or something. But it's kind of like, it's like a fried wrap, deep fried wrap with the filling, and it kind of tastes like a spring roll filling. Very nice. And fresh strawberry juice, like literally just blended strawberries poured over ice, and fresh plum juice, and some water, and some flour cakes.
Rose cakes,
Rose cakes, the flour cakes.
which are also a Naxi delicacy.
Yeah, so a traditional Lijiang lunch.
We haven't starved.
No. And for me, Chinese food has never been my favourite food. I've never been a big fan of it, but I came out really positive. We'd seen lots of open-minded. We had lots of videos that showed us food that looked tasty. Friends took us out for a Chinese meal before we set off on our big travel journey, and I liked most of the stuff in that restaurant, so I did come really positive. I have found that generally I'm not a big fan of Chinese food, but there have been things that I have eaten that, yeah. So overall, for our 22 days we spent in China, we spent $3,001.67. This is all Australian dollars. That works out as a daily average of $136.44, which is a little bit more than our hoped for budget overall for traveling, which is $100 a day. But we knew this was going to be a little bit of a more expensive country. Okay, to break that down into detail of what we spent the money on, the largest expense was transportation, so $1,232. This was mostly the high-speed trains. We did travel an overall distance of 3,400 kilometers, so this was not a slow travel journey. We were traveling every 2 or 3 days and big distances, so we knew that would be a big expense. Next was accommodation, $845, which works out as an average of $38 a day, which we're pretty happy with. Restaurants and groceries, putting those together because really we were eating out all the time. We couldn't cook for ourselves. Sometimes we did buy things to take home and have for breakfast if breakfast wasn't provided by the hotel. But basically the food works out as about $24 a day for us both to have food. So again, pretty happy with that. Activities, $278. So this was entries to all the Zhangjiajie Avatar Mountains, Tianmen Mountains, the Snow Mountain, the Kunming Park when we first arrived. So again, not too expensive for things that are big attractions. Other things, general, $57 is what we paid for our eSIM. So that was 20 gigabytes for 30 days, and it was an Asia eSIM with Airolo. Very happy with that. And that has lasted us the full time. Drinks, so the odd coffee or water, juice here and there, $41. Fees and charges, we got an extra VPN just in case our Surfshark VPN didn't work. We got Let's VPN, but never actually needed to use it. So it was good to have it as a backup, but again, it was good that we didn't need it. And $4 for a coffee. So pretty happy with our budget for China. So $136 a day, as I said, a little bit over what our overall budget is hoping to be, but it is one of those countries we knew would be slightly more expensive.